What's up, everybody? I am the movie guru, and we got a lot to talk about because the season three trailer of From was just released, and they gave us a amazing first look at the new season. And I want to go over it, and I want to get with the biggest mystery that we got here so far, which is the mystery of the shoes, right? Which is who shoes are they in the video? Who is has possibly passed away, and what it is that we need to find out. So thank you guys for joining me. Of course, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm the movie guru. I go over tons of from theories. I do tons of cast interviews. Just really trying to do my best to connect the dots on a show that we all love. All right, so let's get into this trailer video. I know it's been out for a while, but I like to wait just a little while and wait until everybody kind of checks it out, and then I like to get into the review and give my take. All right, so let's get to this video.
You said this place couldn't break you. That's what you said. Let's see.
You're so strong. You're so strong. Just no. I know.
Man, from season three this fall. Now, was that intense or what? All right, so look, I'm gonna do my usual guru thing and just go scene by scene. It looks like winter is here. We see a couple of people on the streets, as we see them coming from the barn, walking past, let's say where Jade stays at, which was the bar. I can't really tell who that is standing there on the side of the road watching as they pull the wheelbarrow down, but we see the wheelbarrow being brought by Jade on the left and Boyd on the right, and we see there's feet hanging out of the wheelbarrow, and then hence to the mystery of the shoes. Now, in the clip, we see a foot. It looks very small, and we see the bottom of a shoe. It almost looks like the shoe doesn't the shoe doesn't fit. Like it's two different size feet. It could it be two different bodies, but the bulk of what's covered doesn't look like it's two bodies on top of one, but it does. The shoe looks way bigger than the foot next to it, but this is a left foot and a right foot, and it looks like the creatures got to this. It really doesn't look like a female foot, but it could be. Doesn't really look like a male foot. There's definitely something wrong with the foot. It looks like it might not even be attached to the body, kind of just thrown in the cart a little bit. Obvious bite, chew marks, scratch marks. Now, I think this is unique because we only really saw the creatures when they did kill somebody in the first season one or any other season. They really just dealt with the upper body, like the chest, and they pulled the ribs out and what looked like removed the organs. And it didn't really look like they were eating their victims. And so we know that from season two that the victims like to kind of torture, well, the creatures like to torture their victims. And then we see later in the trailer where they kind of have Boyd, watching um, them do this. And we know they like for people to watch. And so that's kind of what it looks like they were torturing them. So it looks like they literally tortured this person, this kid, this woman from head to toe. Now, the shoe is some sort of white bottom, rubber sole. And if you look on the left side, there's some sort of material hanging. Now, I don't know if this is pants. We don't know if this is another blanket, but it could be a part of the upper part of the shoe. And then we see some laces. So we know that whoever this victim was, if we've seen them before, we just have to find the person who has white sole, white bottom, white laces with a dark midsole on their shoe. Um, if it is another kid, where did this kid come from? Because there's only one kid in town, and that's Ethan. So of course, Ethan would be the number one choice for something happening to him. But I do believe that Ethan is protected by the boy in white, and any situation he might get into, he would get out of it from the boy in white, whether it's telling him to hide or just unleashing some sort of force to protect him. I really think Ethan is protected. So if it is another kid, it's not, from what we know, one of the kids in the caves or one of the kid creatures that we saw that appeared in a vision. They're kind of like ghosts, and they're not physically there. They haven't touched anything. They haven't really interacted with the environment. Just popped up, saying Ankui in certain visions. So we know that physically it can't be one of the kids. All right. We'll keep
You
going with
said
the
this
color.
place couldn't break you.
See Victor. We see Jade. He has his cat shirt on, scarf and a jacket. We see Boyd covered in blood, which we would assume that the blood on the front of his outfit is not his. But he did get shot in season two, and I thought it was a direct hit, but now I can tell it was more like a grazing. He was grazed, and we see. I mean, both of these guys. Some time has passed. It had to be a mini time jump. Jade's beard has fully grown out, a lot of gray. Boyd did start with a full gray beard, and now he has a sort of white patch in the middle. So we know that
That's what
time
she
has passed. So here it clips to another scene, which is the barn. In the barn, we see the cowboy creature. And to his right, we see the accountant, or if you want to call him, a different type of creature, but he's still in his human form. So it looks like for some reason he went to the barn after dark. These things either lured him in there. I don't believe they grabbed him, or we might not even know. It might not even be nighttime at all. It might be daytime. There be some sort of underground passage, or we know that the cave is literally underneath the town. They could have just came up into the barn, and there could have always been an entrance way from where they're at into the barn. We don't know, but a little bit of karma here. The creature's taunting Boyd with his own words, saying to him what he said to them in season two when he killed Smiley. And so it looks like they're getting a little bit of revenge here. They got the person they're looking for, Boyd, and they're torturing someone in front of him. Now, I find it very interesting that how when the monsters decide to change from their human appearance to their creature form, I mean, does that give them some sort of extra strength? Does it give it some sort of extra power? And did the one accountant creature need to change into his creature form to hold Boyd down?
said.
And then also in this clip, we see the colony house, we see the garden, and we see the lake, but we don't see the village. Now, I was under the impression that even though the colony house is far from the village, it's not that far. We should be able to see the village in this shot. And one thing we do see in this shot is some of the cicadas flying around. Now, this could have just been a B-roll from season two, or just a clip shot of the show to show the show, but not necessarily a part of the show or season three. So I'm trying to stop it at that scene. So here we are. They're in the barn. Now, I'm going to go back and look at some of the scenes from the barn, because I don't remember the barn being this big, right? I know that there was a scene where Julie and her mom and Tabitha was in the barn, but it didn't really look like this. We see some, first of all, of course, lights. We see some objects. It looks like a table, chair, some boxes, some posts. And so I don't necessarily recognize this as the barn. And then we see of course, the accountant creature. We see the mechanic who actually got his hands on Boyd. And then we see the cowboy. And we see that one creature walking towards him before he changes. And then the next scene, we see the kid. You see, you see him change. So he's on the left and he's holding him down. So I just want to know why he changed. Um, and if this obviously is the barn, but this the barn next to the bar where Jade and everybody stays? And what was Boyd doing there? And then they give us a shot of the bottle tree. And I did go back and look at some of the older scenes of the bottle tree, and there was a path here. And now that path looks blocked off. It looks like some trees fell in its place, and so it looks like the path is cut off. And if you go just a little bit deeper and look, I know the sky behind the bottles is gray, but it kind of looks like in a dense forest, there's some wood, there's some webs. It kind of looks like webs. And we did know that there was a time when Boyd was in the woods with Sarah, and when they came out the tent, the woods was covered with spider webs. And it kind of looks like that to me. And then it also looks like there might be some altering of this photo, like they might have done something to block something. Uh, right under the NIG kind of looks like it was altered or doubled or made thicker to sort of block something up, as far as that could be in the shot.
Let's see.
So another shot of Cowboy, Boyd to the post, and obviously they got something planned for him. A quick shot of uh, the doll here. Now I think this is a reused shot. I believe this is a shot from season two when Jade had his flashlight, went to the cave, and he turned it on to the doll. I don't think this is a new shot. I don't believe this is a new shot of the doll. And I'm pretty sure, but it looks like it would be. Now, I think it's interesting that they use this shot and they put continues on there. And I know the doll has been a big topic of debate as far as who's he belong to, where does it come from, and what does it symbolize. But we all know dolls, mannequins, puppets are pieces that are manipulated and used by other people. So could this be a metaphor for what's going on in the village, what's going on for these creatures, and what's going on for the people in the town?
You're so
So here we see Boyd having to viciously watch someone be attacked. It does sound like a woman. And at first, I wasn't sold that it was Fatima's voice. But listening to it again and again, I am leaning towards that it could be Fatima's voice. But the only thing about that being Fatima, it's pretty grim because Fatima, we found out in season two, was pregnant. And so I just can't fathom the creatures getting their hands on Fatima while she's pregnant and this happening to her. You get what I'm saying? So, man, that would be intense. But it's a very intense scene. Something very intense is going on. And we trying to figure out who it is.
strong. You're so strong. Just no. I know.
And it has to be someone that Boyd knows because he's saying that you're so strong, right? You're so strong. And so I mean, that is how you talk to a child. That is how you talk to a teenager. That is how you talk to a woman. So it has to be, it could either be a child, it could be a teenager or a woman. The teenager is really only Julia. For as far as women, there is a lot of women in the town. So it could be anyone, someone off camera that we haven't seen that, but it's been in the town the whole time. My first guess was the large lady with the eye patch. She's been doing a great job in season one, season two, just as far as being involved without having a direct role in the show. This might actually be a big scene for her. I did go back and try to see if they had any shots of her shoes, but they didn't. I didn't see any. But that's who my number one thought was. Man, intense, intense. So let's see if we can do a little bit of research on the mystery of the shoes. Whose shoe could it be? Where did the shoe come from? And who's the shoe belong to? If we look at Victor, Victor doesn't wear a sneaker like that. He wears more of a boot, as you can see, with a flat sole and a tread. Of course, you look at Boyd's shoe. He has more of a hiking boot, dark laces, and with the same type of sole. Got these clips from IMDb from season 1 and 2. These were some extras who just wanted to see how many shots of shoes I could find. And so we had some extras here. They had the white socks, but they had darker shoes on. Um, and even though we haven't seen them, they could pop up at some time. Let's see. Christy. Christy has a white shoe, pink socks, white bottom, but it looks like the underneath tread of the shoe would not match. So Christy would be out. I also was looking at Mari's shoe, and I don't believe I have the clip of Mari's shoe, but Mari has a darker shoe. She wears a black shoe, so it's not Mari. And then, of course, there's Ethan. Ethan has a more of a tread on his shoe. Jade, this is Jade's shoe. Jade does also wear a white shoe, but his has a more of a flat sk- um, um, skater type of grip on his shoe. So it's not the same type of shoe. Um, let's see. Looking at let's see. Let's see who else shoe do I have up here. Okay, Kenny. So look, the pants. Looking at Kenny's shoe, Kenny has more like a New Balance type of shoe on. White laces though, just like in the video, and more of a gray bottom. So obviously not Kenny. Here's a picture of the shoe again. So just looking at at one of the scenes from the show, no one here has on that white shoe. So it could have been a reversal. We know that Boyd has killed a creature in the past. Maybe he killed another creature. Maybe that's why we don't recognize the shoe. But that none of them had on white shoes. Let's see who else. Here we go. Ethan. Now Ethan's shoes does sort of fit the bill. It's a smaller shoe, has what looks like a white bottom, white laces, in that dark color upper. But in this picture, it looks like his shoes have a black tread bottom. So it looks like it wouldn't be his shoes that we see in the picture. I'm looking for the picture I had of Mari. Yeah, so still trying to figure out whose shoe it is. And it also put a lot of light to the thoughts that they don't really show a lot of the shoes here. Even looking at even looking at the background here, you see, the heads, the bodies, the legs, but it kind of gets dark on the feet for a lot of characters. But I did look at a couple other shoes. There was Ethan had on different type of shoes. I saw him have a shoe at the beginning of the series that was different from that shoe in the middle of the series that was different from the at the beginning of the series. So he did change shoes, but he went to a white midsole to a fully one color darker shoe, right? And so my only conclusion is that it's someone we haven't seen before. It's not someone from the show. It doesn't look like Fatima's shoe, and it does not look like anyone we've seen before. So it has to be another character. So the only question from there is, where did this character come from? What were they doing? How did they get in the barn? And how did Boyd know them? Could it have been someone from Boyd's past? We know that the couple that was killed in season 2, where the one was forced to watch the other one, their names combined was the name of a person that Boyd knew, and he had a similar situation where he had to watch. Could this have been some sort of thing like that again, where it's kind of 360, it comes back around, or could it have been manifested from a past memory of Boyd? If it does, if something like that happens twice, I believe that would help us get an idea of what's going on the island and how their past experiences, thoughts, and current memories come to life in this place. And so just looking forward to get more information, just really looking forward to see more of season three. They released this trailer as halfway to Halloween, and they did say this fall. So I believe fall being October, meaning Halloween. And so that's when I do believe we'll see season three of From. Until then, please check out my channel. I got a lot of videos where I'm doing some deep theories. I got a lot of videos where I'm interviewing the cast. I pretty much interviewed everybody on the show except Harold Pernod. So, of course, I have my fingers crossed, hoping to get that interview this season, hoping to talk more to him directly and ask him some good from questions. If you guys like this video, of course, please like and subscribe. Help me get my likes up, help me get my followers up. I really appreciate it. Of course, love talking to you guys about From. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this episode, who you think was the shoes belong to, and what are some of your thoughts for season three. As always, I am the movie guru, and I'll talk to you on the next video.